morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day. Yesterday, when I finished my first video, we were in the downward facing dog position, and that's where we're going to pick up. So if you were watching yesterday's video and today's video at the same time, it's kind of a flow from yesterday's warm-up into the first downward dog and into where we're going to be today. So we're going to start going through the Sun A. So I'm going to start us back in the downward dog, and we're going to move through Sun A. Step yourself to the front of the mat and come up into a halfway lift. Your back should be flat. Your hands at your shins or at your knees, and on your next exhale, lower all the way down to the ground into your first forward fold. On your next inhale, we'll rise up overhead, bring our arms up overhead. We'll bring our hands to Samasthiti. From Samasthiti, let's inhale our arms up overhead and come into a forward fold. Inhale into a halfway lift. And we're going to step into our first plank. Make sure your back is straight and your weight is balanced on all four limbs. Let's lower slowly, putting our elbows towards our rib cage. We'll move slowly to the ground, go all the way down. Let's bring our forearms forward. We're going to come into a sphinx. So let's raise our backs, keeping our glutes relaxed, lifting our chest and our crowns, and let's come back down to the mat. Tuck your hands in close to your ribs, tucking your toes. We're going to come back into a plank. From this plank, we'll move back into a downward facing dog. We're going to pick up the speed a little bit, but we're going to spend 5 breaths here in that first downward dog. Let's make our way to the front of the mat. Come into a halfway lift. Remember, your back is flat. Your hands are at your shins or at your knees. Some people can actually touch the mat when they're at a halfway lift. Let's exhale into a forward fold. And inhale, let's rise up. Bring our hands to the air. And exhale into a Samasthiti, or prayer position. Inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. While we're down here, let's just relax a little bit. Let's give our lower back a little bit of extra love this morning. Put your hands to your elbows and hang your head low. Bend your knees a little bit. Bring our hands to the mat and inhale into a halfway lift. Remember to keep your back flat. Let's step back into that plank. And we're going to lower down a little bit, all the way down or halfway. You can do halfway, great. Untuck your toes and stretch up into a cobra or into a downward dog. Cobra is your knees on the ground, and upward dog is your knees up. Roll over your toes. Let's come back into a downward dog. We're going to spend 5 breaths here. Let's make our way to the front of the mat. Go into a halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale. Inhale, slowly reach your arms up overhead. And exhale into a prayer position. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And now we're going to step into a plank, but we're doing it faster, so we call it a chaturanga. We're going to move it in a flow from the plank to an upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. So it moves like this. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Step forward to the front of the mat, coming into halfway lift. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, Samsiti. If the chaturangas or the planks are a little too much for you, you can take them out and go straight to a downward dog from the halfway lift. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We'll spend 5 breaths here. Step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, Samsiti. This is the last one. And we'll come back and do a Sun B later. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into a halfway lift. And step back into a chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog.